we are so happy to have you on with us today. This is where in the world are you, first of all?
I'm in London, in Maida Vale.
Oh, that's great. Well, today is a very special day because we get a great new album from you. It's just a nice burst of California sunshine pop, just what we need right in the sweltering heat of Texas right now, actually.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's pretty hot over there. It's not here. The weather's great here. A little damp, which is beautiful. Everything's in full bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been over here
Yeah.
I just came from France on Monday. I did a couple of gigs with another little band. I did some shows and played a festival in France, and now I'm back in London. Hi, Finn.
Hey, Clem.
How you doing, man?
Good, man. Hey.
All right.
Like the Willie Nelson. Hey, I'm doing good. Like the Willie Nelson song, "On the Road Again."
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's true. One of our great Texans, you know.
Right. Yeah. I think I went to his barbecue a long time ago in Austin.
Yeah.
So are you in Austin?
I'm in Dallas, Texas at the moment.
In Dallas.
But yeah,
okay.
We're in Austin very often, and we are so excited to have you guys on with us today because, man, like I said, this is the wonderful burst of California pop and sunshine that we needed. Well, we don't need any more sunshine in Texas, but less heat.
Yeah, right.
But we always need good music, so you guys got to be excited to get this out in the world finally, right?
We're very excited about this. I mean, we're really excited about playing this record live, just because we wrote and recorded the record to do to do these songs live. So we're initial response when we're just play like a little acoustic gigs with these songs, they seem to resonate just even on a basic level. So we can't wait until we're full force and being able to play these songs. We're excited about it.
Yeah. Well, I guess then the next obvious question is when will we get to hear this live? Because I can't wait. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, we're planning we have a tour booked in the UK, November 24th, 25th, I think it is, at the 100 Club. Then I think we're doing a show in Bristol on the next day, which is the Sunday. Then I think it's Manchester that week of the 24th, 25th. Then it's the Liverpool, the Cavern Club, the 28th, I think, of November. So we have this stretch of shows, and I think Newcastle and I think there's Newcastle and Brighton. I think it's going to be on these shows in
Maybe
England.
we can do South by. Maybe we can do South by this year coming up.
South by Southwest.
Yes.
Well, considering my daughter now lives in Austin, that would be a lot of fun. I could go visit my daughter.
Yeah, Austin's
so
great.
That would be cool.
And
I
Dallas.
love that. Now, yes, please do. Now, how in the world did you two find each other? Because I love this union here.
Well, actually, the Tearaways manager, a guy called John Ferreter, became a friend of mine, and the Tearaways were minus a drummer to go perform at the Cavern during Beatle Week, which is probably the biggest Beatle fest in the world, being that it takes place in Liverpool. And I was invited to fill in for their drummer at the time, and one thing led to another, and we just kept working together. But we visited Liverpool several times. It's always been fun, and we kind of develop a following in the UK as well as in the United States, and we have a lot of fans in England. And that's how it kind of started. And then we began recording. We were working with a guy called Ron Dante for a while, who's helping us. Famously, he's the voice of the Archies, and he's very good, like sort of vocal coach and things like that. So he was kind of co-producing along with Finn and the band. And then for whatever reason, we did a song called The Wrecking Crew, which is a homage to the Wrecking Crew, Phil Spector's group of session musicians. And then, one thing led to another. And then during lockdown, the band came up with a lot of new songs, and we were able to get into a really amazing studio in LA, The Village, with a really great producer, Ed Stasium, helping us along, and made the record that you have been raving about and hearing about for our next trip. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
I love that. Well, and you guys make it look like the most fun job in the world when you're playing, and sometimes it is, but it is very hard. And I know people, through the years have looked up to you and thought, this is what I want to do. So what kind of advice do each of you have for someone that wants to just get some good rock and roll out there?
Well, you got to stay true to yourself, what's in your heart and obviously the roots of the Tearaways are, as you mentioned, sort of California pop and also the British invasion. And I think we all have a common ground with those influences, which make up the sound of the band. And I think, the songwriter is influenced by people like the Beach Boys and the Beatles. And then I think any artist or any musician, you take from what came before and you try to make it your own in your own natural way. So just got to stay true to yourself, really. Right, Finn?
I mean, you got to stay true to yourself, and you got to make it fun.
Right.
It's got to be a good time. And I think the other thing is we're really lucky it's almost like it's a relationship where you got to find the right people. It's
Right.
finding that balance, not necessarily that you have to like all the same stuff, but you have to have respect for one another and just get along well. And we're very fortunate that we sort of found one another one way or another, and and it is what it is, really. And I would just tell young bands or any band, just do what's in your heart, and everything else will be fine. That's true. That's truly it.
Of course, there's a lot of pitfalls, in the businesses. The music business has changed so much. I mean, I don't even know what it is really anymore, but we were fortunate enough to begin a long time ago. So we just kind of keep doing what we naturally do, but there's a lot of changes afoot, obviously. So you have to kind of be able to navigate all of that as well, and not let it get you too bogged down with, but at the same time paying attention to the business part as well.
Yeah, well said. Our host was one of our great Dallas Cowboys, Drew Pearson, caught the Hail Mary, and we're so proud of him. He went into the Hall of Fame, the other Hall of Fame, a couple of years ago, and we love to ask people their Hail Mary moment, which is that moment in your life or career where you just had to go for it and it worked out for you. What do you suppose that was for each of you?
Well,
go ahead, Clem.
I always had a passion for music, and I always kind of wanted to be in a group with people that had the mutual, idea of how a great rock and roll band should be. The Hail Mary moment, I don't really know what to say about that in a way. There's probably been quite a few along the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
No.
in true Texas fashion, or sort of Texas fashion, I don't know. We were playing some show we were doing a bunch of shows for Tom Hanks, and he had seen us somewhere. I think we were playing in Mammoth, or his production people saw us. So the first show that we were doing for him down in LA, this is like 15 years ago, I don't know. So we're about to start. Glenn Fry sitting in the front, and we're just this band to play. And this lady walks up to me and says, "You guys cannot play any Eagles songs." Now, mind you, we don't really play Eagles songs, even if we're playing covers. Rarely do we play Eagles songs. So I go, "Who are you?" "Well, I'm the person that does the, somebody, it's like somebody out of the blue just trying to be a boss." So I looked at Greg and I said, "Okay." I looked at her. I kind of didn't say anything. I looked at Greg. "You know what that means, Greg?" And he goes, "What?" Greg in the band. I go, "Full Eagles set." Okay. So we open up and we do I think we did Life in the Fast Lane. And then I think by the third song was already gone and Glenn Fry's on stage singing with us. And the lady that said, "Don't play Eagles songs," is saying, "Play more Eagles, play more Eagles." Because at that point, we didn't care. I mean, I get it. They probably didn't want some band, embarrassing, people or whatever, but we just take this attitude that we'll be sort of like the Replacements in a way, that if you start bossing us around too much, we're just going to go take the other road and go, "No, oh, we're going to do this, just because. So it's sort of the rock and roll thing, Anyway, so I wouldn't say that's some groundbreaking moment, but that's just an example of you just got to kind of do your thing.
I guess maybe
I
I was just going to say maybe my Hail Mary moment was when I was actually inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So that was pretty awesome, thing to have happen.
Yes.
So that might have been it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, part of that is that success mindset that you have to not only get in what you do and stay in what you do, especially for so long. And we talk about that on record. Is there something you tell yourself that kind of keeps you on the right path, even when things are tough? Each one.
No,
I think.
go ahead.
I mean, with me, I think it's that voice inside your head that it's sort of like that same voice that when you're lying in bed that allows you to go to sleep. It's like, it's going to be okay voice. I think it's that inner, with me, it's my inner voice saying, yeah, that is good. Or, I like this. This is good. And we do have something to say. So that probably be for me what it is. Something like that. You just have to, again, it's going with your gut, I think. I don't know.
I mean, when I'm approached to do something, a project or to work with a group of musicians, so I have a little bit of a criteria, but really it kind of starts with saying yes, and like kind of thinking positive. And then, as a project develops or as you get to know people, it's easy to say no. You can just, but it's easy to be positive and say yes and go into a situation and then figure it out from there. I think a lot of people carry too much negativity with them when they're saying no more often than yes. And, so that's really, you just kind of got to go with the flow. And if things don't work out, you just, you can stop, so that's kind of, instead of just kind of putting too much up front about the possibilities, the yes and no aspects of it, just say yes and just go for it, kind of like the opposite of just say no, yes, just say yes.
Yeah.
Not to drugs,
Just say
but
yes.
I say yes.
That's true. I like that one.
Perhaps.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry. Well, the thing is, maybe it's like choosing a favorite child, but there's so many good songs on this. What's the one that you're so excited to unveil to the world?
Well, I like the whole album, so it's like all one long song,
Yeah.
but I'm sure Finn has some favorites.
Well, I like them for different reasons. If you said to me, here's a guitar, it has one string on it, okay, one string only, and there's just you and one string on a guitar, what message would you want to, what song would you play? I'll just put you that way. I'd put the first song, Are You Fucking Kidding Me? Because I can play that song and deliver that message with one string.